Imagine this. You're sitting by the campfire, the night is dark, and the forest around you is alive with sounds. But what if those sounds aren't just the usual rustling of leaves or distant animal calls? What if there's something more? Tonight, we're going to share 3 true, spine-tingling stories from campers who found themselves face to face with the unexplainable. Stories that remind us that sometimes, in the quiet corners of the woods, there are secrets waiting to be discovered. So settle in and get ready to explore the chilling tales of when camping goes wrong. Let's dive into our first story, The Unseen Visitor. Picture this. A group of friends, all smiles and excitement, are on their way to a camping adventure. They've picked a spot deep in the forest, far from the city's hustle and bustle. It's their chance to unwind, to enjoy the peace of nature. As they arrive, they're greeted by the tall, whispering trees and the soft, earthy smell of the forest. They set up their tents, laughing and joking, completely unaware of what the night will bring. The campfire crackles to life, casting a warm, comforting glow. But as the night deepens, the forest's cheerful daytime chatter fades into an eerie silence. It's in this silence that our story unfolds. The friends, huddled around the dying embers of their fire, start to notice strange sounds. Sounds that don't quite belong. Twigs snapping, soft footsteps, a feeling that they're not alone. But they brush it off, blaming it on the wind or a curious animal. Little do they know, the morning light will reveal something that will chill them to the bone. An unseen visitor had been amongst them, leaving behind only mysterious footprints as proof of its presence. What was it? That's the question that haunted them. And now, it will haunt us too. Stay with me as we explore the chilling details of their eerie night in the woods. As our group of friends settled into their tents for the night, everything seemed normal, just like any camping night. But as they tried to sleep, the quiet of the forest was broken by odd noises. At first, it was just the occasional snap of a twig, easy to dismiss as an animal roaming. But then, the sounds grew stranger, closer. There were soft, almost cautious footsteps circling their campsite. Each friend thought it was their imagination, but the feeling of unease grew stronger. Whispering to each other in their tents, they wondered, was it just a deer or something else? The night air felt heavier, filled with a sense of being watched, observed by unseen eyes. Every rustle of leaves, every faint sound seemed like a signal from the dark. The bravest among them peeked out, but the darkness kept its secrets, showing nothing. Sleep was hard to come by, with every small noise startling them, every shadow seeming to move. It was a long night, filled with the unshakable feeling that they weren't alone in these woods. As dawn broke, they hoped it was just their imagination playing tricks in the dark. But what they found outside their tents in the morning light was far from imaginary, and it turned their unease into real fear. When morning came, the friends emerged from their tents, hoping to laugh off the fears of the night. The sun was shining, birds were singing, and it seemed like any other beautiful day in the forest. But as they started to move around their campsite, they noticed something unusual. There on the ground, surrounding their tents, were footprints. But these were no ordinary footprints. They were unlike anything they had seen before. Large, oddly shaped, and certainly not from any animal they could recognize. The realization hit them all at once. Whatever had been lurking in the night, watching them, wasn't just a figment of their imagination. It was real. The footprints formed a path leading into the woods, then disappeared, leaving behind more questions than answers. Who or what had been there with them? Why did it come so close, yet never reveal itself? The friends looked at each other, a mix of fear and fascination in their eyes. They knew they had encountered a mystery of the forest, a tale they would tell for years, even if they never found out the truth behind those mysterious, unseen footprints. In our second tale, The Lost Camper's Journal, we meet a solo camper who's chosen to explore the tranquility of the forest alone. As they set up camp near a clearing, something half buried under a pile of autumn leaves catches their eye. It's an old journal, tattered and worn by time, as if it had been lying there for years, waiting to be found. Curiosity piqued. The camper picked it up, dusted off the cover, and opened it. The pages are yellowed, but the writing is still clear. It's a record of someone else's camping adventure, just like theirs, but from long ago. The camper sits back, the journal in hand, ready to dive into a story from the past, unaware that this discovery will turn their peaceful retreat into a journey through someone else's chilling experience. But curiosity is a strong force, and as the camper begins to read, the forest around them seems to grow quieter, as if it's listening, waiting. As our lone camper delves into the pages of the journal, they find it starts off quite ordinarily. The writer talks about their love for nature, the joy of escaping the city, and the peace they find in the woods. The early entries are filled with descriptions of sunny days, clear starry nights, and the simple pleasures of camping. But as the pages turn, the tone of the journal shifts. The writer starts to mention strange occurrences, an uneasy feeling of being watched, shadows that seem to move when they're not looking, and unexplained noises in the night. Each entry grows more troubled, more disturbed. The camper, reading by the light of their lantern, feels a chill run down their spine. The journal describes a growing sense of paranoia, a fear that something in the forest is not right. As they hurriedly gather their belongings, the sounds of the night seem louder, closer, as if the forest is aware of their departure. The decision to leave, made in a mix of fear and caution, feels like the only sane response to the chilling story unfolded in the Lost Journal's pages. Our camper's retreat is a silent admission. Some mysteries of the woods are better left undiscovered, especially when they whisper too closely to our own fears. Let's move to our final eerie tale, the Whispering Woods. In this story, we meet a family, full of excitement, embarking on a camping trip. They've chosen a spot near a forest known for its beauty and its chilling legends. As they set up their camp, there's laughter and chatter, with the parents recalling old camping tales and the kids eager to explore. The forest around them is lush and green, a picture of natural beauty. But there's an air of mystery too, a quietness that seems deeper than usual. The family is aware of the stories about these woods, tales of unexplained sounds and sightings, but they're not the kind to be easily spooked. They're here to enjoy the wilderness, to make memories under the open sky. As the day turns to evening, they gather around the campfire, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories. But even as they enjoy these moments, there's a feeling they can't shake off, a sense that they're not alone, that the forest is watching them, listening. It's an unsettling thought, but they brush it aside, focusing on the warmth of the fire and the joy of being together. Little do they know, as night falls, the true nature of the Whispering Woods will begin to reveal itself. As night envelops the camping site, the family's lighthearted mood begins to change. It starts with a faint, almost imperceptible whisper. At first, they think it's just the wind, a natural sound of the night. But the whispers grow clearer, more distinct, as though voices are hidden within the rustling leaves. They can't make out the words, but it feels like a conversation, one not meant for them. The children huddle closer to their parents, eyes wide with a mix of fear and curiosity. Then there are the shadows. The family sees them out of the corners of their eyes. Quick, fleeting movements among the trees. When they turn to look, there's nothing there, just the still darkness of the forest. The parents try to stay calm, telling the kids it's just their imagination, but even they feel a chill run down their spines. As the whispers continue, weaving through the trees, the family feels a sense of unease growing around them. They're no longer sure if it's just the odd sounds of nature or something else, something otherworldly. The night feels longer, the darkness more pressing. Despite trying to stay brave, especially for the kids, the parents can't ignore the feeling that they're being watched, that the forest is alive with more than just wildlife. It's a night of restless sleep, every sound magnifying their fears, every shadow a reminder that they might not be alone in these whispering woods. On the climactic night of our story, the family's unease turns into tangible fear. The whispers in the woods seem closer, more urgent, as if they're encircling the campsite. It's no longer just faint sounds carried by the wind. It feels like the whispers are right at the edge of their tents, a ghostly conversation in a language they can't understand. The air is heavy with anticipation. The darkness seems to press in closer than ever. Even the bravest among them, who had dismissed the earlier scares, now feel a growing sense of dread. Then something happens that chills them to their core. For a brief moment, the whispers stop, and in that sudden silence, they hear clear, distinct footsteps, slow, deliberate steps crunching on the forest floor. It's as if something is walking around their camp, a presence they can feel but not see. The family huddle together, too scared to speak, their eyes wide as they search the dark for any sign of what's out there. Just as suddenly as they stopped, the whispers return, now mingling with the sound of the footsteps, creating a symphony of eerie sounds that envelopes the campsite. The family is gripped by a fear so intense, it's almost palpable. They know they should stay inside their tents, stay safe until morning, but the fear of the unknown, of what's hiding in the whispering woods, keeps them awake, alert, and terrified. As dawn breaks, the sounds fade away, leaving behind a haunting silence. The family packs up as soon as the light allows, eager to leave the forest and its unexplained mysteries behind. They leave with no answers, only a story of a night when the woods whispered secrets and something unseen walked among them. As we come to the end of our journey through these eerie tales, let's take a moment to reflect. These stories, the unseen visitor, the lost camper's journal, and the whispering woods, remind us of the mysteries that can hide in the heart of nature. Camping is a time for fun and adventure, but as our stories show, it can also bring us face to face with the unexplainable. These tales aren't just about being scared. They're about the unknown parts of our world, the hidden corners of the forests, and the secrets they keep. They remind us that sometimes, in the stillness of the night, the line between legend and reality can blur. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the darker side of camping. Remember, the next time you're out in the wild, to listen closely to the whispers of the woods. You never know what secrets they might be trying to tell you.